Tiny.
Hello, what is happening, ladies and gentlemen? I am pretty much back and ready to go. That hurt my throat a lot, but yeah. The weekend, I won't be uploading anything. We'll be starting out probably next week again. So yeah, a couple of days without uploads, but finally going to be getting around to it here. It's going to be,
Lena.
it's going to be basically an orgy of death and destruction as we
Anti-mage.
enter the battle arena of Dota. I really screwed that up big time anyway, but yeah. Emma, for some reason, is going to be on the Tusk. We're going to be having Lena picked up by some Russian guy and anti-mage by some Chinese guy. Tiny is picked up by Diff, and Averon is going to be on the Earth Shaker. Awesome ass hero. I think that's actually pronounced Psy as well. Xi. Psy. I'm just going to call him Psy. It's going to be on the Dazzle. Weaver just actually connected. Oh, bye-bye Lena. But anyway, Tinker is going to be picked up by ETA. Slilong is going to be on the Rubik.
The prodigal hero.
We have Terrorblade.
Returns.
If he is actually dropped in, yes, he has. Picked up by Don Eric. He's got the awesome set from the Summit Roost. As far as I know, practically it could be a legendary, but it's only a mythical, so. Yeah, it was just about that. It's an awesome set. You're gonna be seeing why once he pops his metamorphosis. But anyway, it's been a long time since we've been casting some Dota, and we're just heading right into the action here. Diff the Tiny is gonna be going for the first Rune Fisher, gonna try to block it off, not gonna happen. But in comes the snowball onto Don Eric. There was nobody inside it though. Tusk wasn't able to pick up anybody, so
I'm in your debt.
no real action down on the bottom lane. Or up on the top lane. Jesus, yeah. Good start. Good start to 2 weeks of being absent. It's just take everything I say with a grain of salt because I might screw it up. I'm a bit out of the rhythm. Plus, I'm still like semi-sick. So, anyway, and yeah, he's actually just writing to me now. I don't know if it's gonna pop up. It is beautiful. So I'll just give this a quick pause and I'll be back with you in about what's gonna be you in a second. Yeah, finally. Okay, got it going again. Still a bit sloppy on this. Will be a little bit before I get fully back into ship. But yeah, anyway, on the mid lane will be Tinker versus Tiny. That's very old school, actually, sending on Tiny mid. Don't really see what he's supposed to be doing there, seeing the fact that they do have Alina on the squad. So it would be way better to pair a tiny Tusk lane and have the Alina go mid. But that's what they've elected to do. Bottom lane, though, looking very solid, even though it's a melee support. Shaker should be able to deal somewhat well with the Weaver, try to zone him out. It's a good stun for him, and yeah, I don't think Weaver's going to be having the toughest lane as well, but Anti-Mage is definitely going to be having good farm, and as you can see, he's got 7 last hits in about 2.5 minutes, so not really missing a whole lot up on the top lane. Rubik, they're actually doing a tri-lane. He's rotated in. Lena is going to get lifted and will go as first blood. And there's the metamorphosis right there. That is what I like a whole lot about it. 1 week, guys. About a bit more than a week. And then that right there is going to look 10 times better. But yeah, anyway, Tusk actually on the chase here. He's got a poison touch on him, but no catching up. He's got a salve as well in case he needs to stay on, or in case he wants to stay on the lane, which I very much assume. And a couple of tangos. Should be absolutely fine. Tinker actually getting beat to the rune there by Tiny. There goes the rocket, won't be doing much damage to him. So Tiny actually winning the mid lane as of right now. He's on 6.1 or 6 last hits and 1 denied. That's very impressive, seeing the fact that he's up against a ranged hero on the mid lane, and especially somebody like Tinker, who absolutely thrives on melee heroes. But yeah, he's using that laser a bit strange. He's got to use it whenever Tiny wants to come up for last hits. He's really got to pop it to deny him all that potential money. And there Shaker just showed, actually, ETA, he's not scared at all. The lane is going to be pushing out as well. He has to be careful. If he goes up with it, he's going to get destroyed. And yeah, Shaker's waiting there. He's ready to go, but it looks like Tinker just ain't biting today. Snowball onto the Rubik up on top lane. Will be saved by the Shallow Grave. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, he's actually walking out. He's going to be able to salve up. Now that the fight turns on Lena, she might get cleaned up. She actually will get cleaned up. And if Rubik can catch up, there's no left for another 9 seconds. But he almost had him. He almost had him. 3 seconds left on the lift, but Tuskar, he had another snowball and a nice charge to block him off. But yeah, that was a disastrous gank. You don't really want to go into a snowball with Lina. Really want her off to the distance, so that basically happens. Because right now, this Radiant team, they really have no counter to Dazzle. So he's going to be thriving so much with that Shallow Grave. They have a lot of damage, and yeah, it just can't go through if you can't counteract the Shallow Grave. You can't kill the hero. So there's always that. Anti-mage, Andy-mage down the bottom lane. 17 last hits. Weaver's got 12 right now. He's actually outfarming his mid, so he is doing a significantly good job here.
Yes.
Shaker taking the bounty rune. This Tinker is very, very scared to contest. This is very, very strange to see, actually. He is super scared to contest. Of course, he needs the fast boots of travel, but if he doesn't get any last hits, he's not going to find it. Tinker's not an easy hero to last it, though. That's a bit of a weird flight pattern. Projectile flight pattern. Top lane, Tuskar just ensuring that the lane goes somewhat uncontested. As he is able to take 8 last hits so far with the Lina taking 2. But yeah, Don Eric currently sitting at 16 last hits. That's not bad for a Terrorblade, mind you. Terrorblade is a terrible last hitter. Like really, unless he's in Metamorphosis, you can just wave goodbye to it. And if you're getting contested on lane, oh, the snowball under Don Eric, he might go, yes he will. And the Radiant team, they get some redemption. Maybe actually even get the Rubik, he's sticking around. They were pulling back and he just stuck around to do the last hits. I don't know why he did that. Had some backup coming in from the Dazzle, but that was way far away. And Dazzle, he's not going to be able to do much. They don't really have a heal bomb combo unless... Oh, mid lane. Tinker, disaster for the Dire here. Losing so many heroes in rapid succession. The only one really doing super well right now is actually the Weaver. Anti-Mage is expected to have a lot of fun. He's closing in on the first couple of components for his Battle Fury. I think he's going to be going with the Perseverance first. But yeah, he's the only one really, like, Weaver, the only one really doing super well. Well, Terrorblade, like I mentioned, he's a terrible last hitter. As you can see, he is for 66, and that's 5 minutes in at level 4. Tiny right now, that's not really an accurate comparison. Let's find somebody else. Yeah, Tinker right there, level 6. Well, 65. It's not half that bad, but Terrorblade is supposed to be a super farmer. Tinker isn't. Tinker farms with his abilities. Terrorblade doesn't Dazzle. He's definitely gonna go. Maybe pop in the Shallow Grave a bit too early, but yeah. He's gonna drop. No problem there. I need an accurate comparison. There it is, Anti-Mage. About the same. But I don't know why I find it easier to last it on Anti-Mage. A bit less attack speed. And Earthshake was actually picked up. Now comes in comes the Snowball. Terrorblade in so much trouble. Gets Ice Sharded. The stun misses. But he is going to get ticked down by the Orb of Venom and by Nina as well. So has died twice. They really need to get some vision in there. They actually have vision. Yeah, they actually had vision of at least some of the river. They couldn't have snuck out through the little passage there, so he just got caught off guard, I think. Yeah, sorry, I just had to clear my throat. Don't hope I hurt anybody's ears in the process. Anti-Mage got the Ring of Health, about to get the Void Stone soon as well, so he can actually get his hands on that full Perseverance, unless he wants to go for the damage items first, which is very, very understandable. He doesn't really need mana items that much, because he's only going to be blinking once, and that's away. Tinker getting that Soul Ring worked up, very, very close. Oh, diff. Missing the stun there. Was trying to go for it. Had that connected, that would have been one dead Tinker. There was an Earthshaker as well. Just roaming close too. I think he needed to set it up with the Fisher though, to start out. Don Eric. Asgard, who's actually got the highest GPM right now? That is Tiny. He's sitting on mid with a decent GPM, but that's just because of all the bounty runes he's picked up. Second highest is actually the Weaver, who's doing an excellent job down the bottom lane finding last hits. I do have a feeling that Earthshaker might want at some point actually just to stop chasing after Tinker and just go down to that bottom lane and see if he can zone out the Weaver. as he's getting good farm. Tiny, getting the toss and the avalanche into the Fisher. Bye-bye, Tinker. And now there's a Weaver, though, to be dealt with. But there's no mana on nobody. He could potentially go for it. I don't think he's got enough right-click damage, though. It's gonna take him a while, and yeah, he's just gonna take him down with the Sakuchi and let that be it. Top lane, Lina. Getting her hands on the Rubik, but Don Eric will be there for the cleanup. He's closing and he's actually level 6. It does have the Sunder as well. And now he can start actually, that's gonna be an excellent tool for him to stay alive. They have good stun, but the Lina doesn't seem to be able to connect with them. So if Don Eric can stay out of the stuns, he's able to Sunder the incoming Tuscan. Just buy some of his experience or health off him. Help him stay alive, and there goes the power treads.
Top tower is under attack.
There goes the power treads. It's gonna be making a world of difference for him in terms of lasting. He's getting some good damage done now, some good attack speed, and anti-mage. Oh, actually doing. He's actually out farming anti-mage right now, even though that anti-mage should have a lot more lastage. Yeah, by 1. So that's all the kills right there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Tusk down in bottom lane. This is dangerous for the Weaver. He does have a time lapse, so it's a bit of a risky. It's not really risky going on him when you have 3 heroes to do it with, but there's just such a massive chance that Weaver's gonna get out mid lane. Earthshaker got picked up. We may see our first tiny death here. Rubik is desperately trying 19 HP. The poison touch will take him down. Weaver actually getting out of there. Only a dust was popped for him. Mithril Hammer. Is that a fast desolator? It could very much be. Yeah, there's the well, it could also be a Wheeler, but I'm thinking Dessa right now. Dad and Eric actually getting good farm as well, but surprisingly enough, the Weaver leading the last hit board, and that's something I can respect. The amount of lane control he's been able to perform on this bottom lane is absolutely tremendous. If we're looking at the graphs here or the statistics, 42 to 16. Oh, that is amazing. Mid lane, bye Tinker. Once again, he's been having so many issues. 3 and 3. Or 0, 3 and 3. That's not optimal. Tiny's getting a pick up on top lane, looks like. I don't know if he wanted to go for him or what he was expecting, but Dazzle was no more. There was no backup at all. Tiny's got himself a Blink Dagger, so they really have to be careful. He's an excellent initiation hero, especially with Tuscan. Now that he has his own Blink Dagger, he's able to stay out of the snowball and run in with a follow-up. So maybe avoid some initial damage. Or getting disabled by Rubik. Oh, the snowball on the Weaver. No biggie though for the little bug. Top lane looks like the Radiant team, they're pushing. They're pushing way into Dire's jungle, and they actually get a stun on the Rubik. He's trying to make it back out. There's just no speed, but Tiny quick on the blink on the Dazzler. He'll be put to bed. Eta on mid lane.
Dire's top tower is
He's gonna be looking to back up. Nothing is safe right now. They're really relying heavily on the Weaver right now to do well.
Dire's top tower.
And so far he is Terrorblade, taking up the most last hits here.
A golden thread.
With Tiny only beating him on the kills, and Tiny might be making the mistake that a lot of Tiny players do. Because you can see 44 last hits in 12 minutes. I mean, it's not amazing. And if he keeps running around looking for kills, he's gonna be forgetting the farm and not getting any items. Because right now, sure, he has massive burst and massive damage. But the problem is when in the mid game you forgot to farm and you don't have any. Bye Tiny, or not Tiny, Tinker. I'm sorry. No, he's gonna actually abandon the fight. There was a Lina nearby, ready to help him out, but I don't know why he actually did that. That was strange. Does have another Blink Dagger. He could go for it. No range.
Dire's top tower is
Bottom lane, they could try to push that out a bit. Don Eric switching lanes, not feeling safe as top. Safe as top. Top is safe anymore. I am so sorry about my my half-ass speech impediment right now, but Yeah. Zai on the tail of the Tiny. Actually just popping the shallow grave very, very early. Fearing for his life, even letting go of an ulti to try to deter the Tiny from going on him. Don Eric. Actually getting the TP skull. He can now safely return to top. Tiny almost getting the Weaver caught there. Okay, he's just gonna go jungle farming for now. Tinker has had enough of mid. Going for that top lane. Hasn't actually put any points in the rearm yet. But he really does need the soul, or the, not the soul boots. Jesus Christ, the boots of travel to really be able to do some work. And I'm sorry for the slight absence there, a bit of lag. It's just because I am trying to keep myself awake right now. I'm sorry, it has nothing to do with the game. Just still not feeling entirely on point, and today's the only time I can actually catch.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So yeah, just trying to keep myself on my toes as Weaver almost gets jumped on, but it was actually onto a range creep, which leaves Lina in some terrible peril. She's getting so much minus armor, and will be cleaned up actually by the Dazzle. Tinker rotating down at just about a couple of seconds too late, but they can make something more of it. There goes the rockets. Anti-Mage blinking backwards, but the Tusk might not be so lucky. He's turning on his face boots, running for his life. Looks like Weaver wants to dive, but there's a snowball available. But there goes a nice grave out from the Dazzle, keeping him alive and killing off the Tusk. So Anti-Mage stuck underneath his own tower now. And they can push it in massively, this tower. Tiny trying to get his farm on. Doesn't really have any
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Any attack them or attack speed items, which he really needs. He needs to get his hands on the Yasha right now, because he's got absolutely nothing for attack speed. He's almost attacking every 2 seconds, and even a minor thing can actually really accelerate his attack speed. Bottom lane, Lina, she wants to go. Rubik stealing the blink. He can't really use that for much right now. Maybe to actually gank up Lina, gets the lift as well. Ults are back into the arms of the Weaver, and the kill will go. Tusk now, ready to go. There goes the Shallow Grave and the time lapse, just to be sure. ETA, he's going relatively deep, letting go of the much in the machines, trying to cancel out any regen. Terrorblade actually farming up some camps there. Stun, misses from the Earthshaker, but there goes Tiny. Doesn't miss, tosses him up and gets the kill. And now the fight turns. Rubik is on his way out. He manages to blink away, but that now leaves poor Dazzle in trouble. There's no Shallow Grave, and he will be cleaned up by actually the Anti-Mage who kill steals at the last second. That's going to ensure him his Battle Fury, so I would say that's worth for the Tiny even. Tiny, I'm not really sure what he wants. He's probably going for something like an Assault Cuirass to start out with, seeing the fact that he hasn't spent any money. Or he would just want to be that big beefy guy up front, in which case he's going for Heart of Tarask, which I do not recommend with this attack speed. Anti-Mage. He's got the Battle Fury on the ready. 17 minutes, that is not bad at all. He doesn't have any boots, which is the limit for him, but I mean, if he just positions himself well and blinks well, he should be absolutely fine. But a push up onto the top tower, it's not super low at the moment, so no real danger for the Radiant here. But danger for Tinker though. Gets cleaned up once again. This Tiny is 5, 1, and 3, but I still stand by what I said before. He may have the highest amount of gold, but his last hits are dropping steadily. His net worth is the highest. He's actually getting BOTs first, so this is full on gank Tiny. Like, he's all about the avalanche and the toss as of right now. Actually going so far as to get dust as well. He really wants to get that Weaver. Snowball onto the illusion. That actually, nah, that doesn't really leave him in a bad spot unless Rubik can get a lift, which he will, dropping her straight back down. But the Laguna Blade, oh my word, almost turns the fight. Lina should be dead. Now they just need to focus on Tusk.
Mega kill.
She might actually not be. Yeah, there it is. Terrorblade just walking up and smacking the Lina in the face with those 200 damage. Weaver will go though. Down on the bottom lane. Tiny. Wanted vengeance. And top lane will be taking a bit of damage here soon as a consequence of that fight. We'll be limiting Animage's farm as well.
Radiant structures, they're fortified.
Just gonna be blinking backwards. Sealand got his hands on the Dragon Slave. Weaver getting his hands on that quick Desolator. That's gonna be working miracles for him right now. That's gonna be enabling him to kill heroes way faster, especially anti-mage. And that bottom tower is not going to be standing for long, I can tell you that much. But neither will Tiny, he barely has any armor, so it's going to be a big damage, or incoming damage buff going out on him as soon as Weaver engages. Plus, he doesn't have anything to follow up with. If the avalanche cost isn't enough. Oh, nice trap there. Nice trap by Earthshaker actually, but may actually end up. Nope, not going to be costing him his life. Weaver only teasing for now. Buying Terrorblade space to farm. He's got a Yasha and working his way towards a Manta Style. It's going to be giving him some of that great. What was I actually saying? The Manta Style. Going to be giving him some great stats. There it was. As well as the ability to just be a beast and split in a 3. As well as the reflection there. Oh my word. Dazzle once again getting destroyed. I can understand the appeal of playing this sort of Tiny. It's fun, he nukes fast, and he gets kills. But he's not really contributing much, as we can obviously tell with the Earthshaker getting chased there. Weaver trying to get some Desolator hits on him, but actually misses both. Wow. There's absolutely nothing to go on there. Terrorblade munching his way through a couple of creeps on mid lane. Tiny going once again to take the kill. They really need to stop this steamrolling. He is on fire right now. Lina cleaning out the creep wave. They really want to push up on this tower. Tiny is getting a teasing toss onto the Weaver.
Is under attack.
Bottom lane is actually in jeopardy as well. The anti-mage is just pushing up right now. He's got so many last hits, 120 in 21 minutes. That is very, very good. And he even has 2 kills and 0 deaths. Sealand, the Rubik, he's doing what he can right now with only a pair of arcanes, and bye says Tiny. So many kills. Ita might actually drop as well. There goes the mana void. Tiny's godlike, anti-mage is on a killing spree, and this is looking terrible for the Dire side. The only thing that can really salvage it is the Terrorblade. That is just about it. Maybe the Weaver as well. No, not the Weaver, never mind. And especially not the Dazzle. He's having some serious issues keeping himself alive right now. Yeah, the only one who can really salvage it. Ouch, that fish connected. Dazzle, oh, getting the Echo Slam as well. So much dedication for just killing one Dazzle, but he will end up going down. But yeah, it's up to Terrorblade to stop him right now. How? I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. One would assume it would be magic. Because right now it's looking terrible. And I don't think they have late game either. I mean, Weaver, Tinker, Terrorblade. Of course, Terrorblade is a beast late game. But so is Anti-Mage and Tiny. And Lina's not half that bad as well. She stays relevant as well throughout the entire game. even though that she's playing support Lina. That just means she gets all of her crucial items later, which is fine for this Radiant team. Tiny almost got the Aghanim Scepter in hand. He's ready to clear some creeps. That's going to be giving them absolute tremendous pushing power. They already had, but now they'll definitely be able to. Enemy going for the Manta style as well. Maybe getting a bit cocky here. Not really, as the Tusk on his tail. Don Eric gets caught by a stun. There goes the Laguna Blade, and he will be chopped down. Now the snowball on towards the Rubik, pushed them in a very, very dangerous position. Etha going to be cleaning up the Lina, and now they may be going for more. No, Tiny's going to be showing up. He's going to be taking care of things. If the Rubik is not going to be disrupting him enough. Nice lift there. Pushing him back, and they're actually forcing them back. They're going to get the Earthshaker. That's the danger of not having a Tiny with any sort of reliable damage. Snowball, once again, going out onto the Rubik. Not going to get stunned up, trying to run for his life. Will be able to blink up back to safety. And Zai.
Gravely mistaken.
Yeah, he's running north. Right now he wants to get out and away from this Tusk. If he was the Snowball, though, that would be absolutely perfect.
Shadow wave.
It just goes straight forward. Rubik, he's looking for the lift. Still has that stolen blink right there, but Emma will be cleaning him up and will probably go as a return kill. Yep, will be picked up by Weaver.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
As he's now going to be picking up his pouch. It's a bit of a strange item progression, but I'm guessing it's fine. He's actually doing relatively well. Did forget to farm though, but is picking back up on that now. Net worth, it's a tiny anti-mage right now, but that's no real biggie. No real big surprise.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's anti-mage.
Dire's fortified, I see.
He's closing in on a Manta.
Dire's middle
Very,
tower
very
is
close,
under
about
attack.
1,050 gold. Or 150 gold.
Dire's middle tower is fallen.
Tiny.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Spot is the rest of his Aghanim Scepter and is ready to
Dire's
rock and roll
tower
with that tree.
has been denied.
He's going to be able to smack down so many heroes
Dire's
at
middle
once.
tower is under attack.
Absolutely incredible item. Yeah, practically going to be ripping this entire team apart. If they don't get a disable on him. You really need to BKB this game. There are so many things to be concerned about. Yeah, alright. 26 minutes in. It's 23 to 13, or 25 to 13. I keep having at this, even though I'm actually somewhat well rested now. But yeah, 25 to 13. Don Eric getting some good farm. Getting those last hits worked up. 138 to 2, 4 and 3. That's not half that bad of a score. Terrorblade right now, he is not in meta. He is not at his strongest. So we might see him kind of break through again on the next patch, on the pro scene at least. But for now, he's remaining in the shadows. Tiny. Blink Boots of Travel. Got that Aghanim Scepter finished up, and he's about to whack some dire heroes, and they're actually already fighting Anti-Mage. He wants to go for the Dazzle, not gonna get the kill, but in comes Tiny. Gonna be tossing up Steel Land. That's the Rubik gone. No spell steals, and in comes the Echo Slam. On the 2. Dazzle is in trouble. Don Eric gets the Sunder and kills off the Anti-Mage. Beautiful play there. Aberon, the Earthshaker's on the run. I thought they won that fight for sure, but there was just no follow-up, and they even killed off the Tiny down in the river. Lina on the run, and they only lose the Rubik. Nicely done out from this dire side. I'm actually Laguna blading a creep. Well, desperate times, desperate measures. She wanted to get out of there, and she got out of there. But yeah, anyway, that was 3 for 1 pickup. And generally, this Radiant team, they have the better team fight. If they can't execute, then they're in trouble, because the split push right now is on the side of this Dire. I mean, they have a Tinker. Once he gets his BOTs, which he just have, he can just jump backwards and forwards from the lanes completely. And if he even gets a Blink Dagger on top of that, you're not going to catch him. It's just not going to happen. Seen land the Rubik hide in the woods. I'm not really sure what he's waiting for. I think he might just be doing something else. But regardless, he has got a Blink, Staff of Wizardry, Embracer, plus a Magic Wand. Very, very good. I want to keep myself alive Rubik build. Tinkerino. Already covered him. We got the Weaver. He's working his way towards that Lincoln Sphere. Wants to really get his hands on some serious illusory right now. Might just want to go ahead and turn down the sound a bit more. Just realized it's actually pretty loud, but now this should be okay. Now you guys may actually be able to hear my voice. But yeah, anyway, Weaver. Just messing around up in the top jungle there. And yeah, one of my friends is actually writing to me right now. I shall get rid of him in 1 second. Shorts on middle lane, didn't really do much of anything practically. Rubik. The rest of the squad on the retreat. They're actually on the defense right now, trying to just trying to hold their mid tower. As of right now. Most teams are actually trying to do that, but anyway. Trying to hold their mid tower, get Terrorblades on farm. I don't know how late you want to postpone the game. You really want to get Terrorblade out there and start fighting. I think you might actually be going for Scotty. There's an ultimate orb, but I'm not sure what his secondary item is going to be as of right now. Scotty would actually make a lot of sense. So if he gets his hands on the Scotty, that's probably the time to fight. See if he can slow down the Animator's farm as much as possible, because he is ahead. But Tiny right now, if he doesn't really get around to doing any farming, he's going to get overtaken by Weaver right now. And Weaver's going to be their tower pushing power. He needs to be there, and he's going to be trying to eliminate Tiny as well, because Tiny has limited armor. So more damage from Terrorblade is going to go through. Because Tiny went, I'm going to go gank you build. Which is not always the best thing if your anti-mage isn't doing well up against the Terrorblade. Oh, Emma is going to be pulled back into the fray. Gets picked up by the Terrorblade. And now the Tusk is down. They can actually push up a little bit. Going to be sending the illusions. Nope, actually not going to be sending the illusions. Yeah, it's going to be sending the illusions. Out to take down that tower. That's going to be very, very fast with the Weaver double damage. So that middle tower will be picked up. Denied by Lena. Very, very well played. She's not been having a good game so far. But does manage to at least get that going for her. Which is nice. There goes the meme. Shadow Blade in hand. This is as well. This is a go ganking Lena. I am not digging this out from the Radiant side. They're all about going ganking and finding the kills. They're not actually about taking the foe on team fights. If Lena wanted to really be useful right now, she would have gotten a Shivas, an Aghanim Scepter, or an Orchid. One of those three would have made a lot of sense instead of the Shadow Blade. Because she has a Yule, she has mobility. She just needs to get her spells out there. And Shiva's Aghanim Scepter, not really the Aghanim Scepter, it'll just buff her ult. But Shiva's and Orchid will definitely help with that. Or Sheepstick if she finally gets around to getting the money for it. But right now she's just dead scared of the turnarounds and fights. Oh, Anti-Mage immediately jumping onto the Tinker. He's gonna go. Rubik, they want to try to see if they can lock him down, but they can't find the correct person. There it is, and the Mana Void stolen by Rubik. Bye-bye Anti-Mage. And that hurt. That hurt him a lot right there. That was, yeah, 859. The way of the Rubik. That's his 4-staff done. This Rubik is doing good work right now. Bottom lane. Lena, she's looking at Terrorblade right now. Could just choose to engage on and misses the stun completely. Might want to initiate with the Yules into the Light Strike Array into Laguna Blade. And Tusk just disconnected. Didn't want to feel like living on this world anymore. Down on the bottom, Dazzle getting stunned up. He will be cleaned up in the end. And yeah. No follow-up, seeing the fact that Terrorblade just TP back home was probably for the better. But if he goes and buys a second Ultimate Orb, it's going to be a Scotty. Which I am thinking it's going to be. He's out on mid lane. He really wants that Blink Dagger, and he's closing in on it every single step of the way. For every single kill, creep kill he takes. There's the second ultimate orb, so there's the Scotty. And once he gets that done, that's time for Terrorblade, I think, to start fighting. Because again, they don't want to drag the game too late. They don't want to make Tiny realize, oh god, I need attack speed at some point. Because right now he's attacking every 2 seconds. And it looks absolutely hilarious. Take a look at this. There is no attack speed in that at all. It is so slow. Because he went Blink BOT. Even just a casual Gloves of Haste will actually be able to help him out tremendously right now. Because it's just going to be buffing so fast because it's percentage based, the amount of buffs, or the amount of buff it actually gives you. It's going to be helping him out so much. Well, it's practically going to be percentage based. It's like, it's a non-linear curve. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, Anti-Mage got himself in some trouble again. And Weaver will be taking that kill, and that'll bring him up second. Very, very, very close to first. Actually, will be first once this creep wave is cleared up. And Weaver is on fire right now. It's amazing to see that he's just stepped up and just, well, I was on the solo off lane. I'm going to be carrying you guys to victory for now. But yeah, he is a bit, he's combat ready sooner than the Terrorblade, but the Terrorblade will be having a bigger teamfight impact. He's going to be their teamfight hero, and then Weaver's going to be turning out to be their pusher. They do have Tinker, but I mean in terms of towers, because Tinker's not a super good tower pusher. Oh, almost getting the Lina. There goes the TP Sin that I think he wants to like go the rocket. Nope. Not also yet. The Blink Dagger is there as well. 35 minutes in. And they've just completely turned this game on its head. 12,000. They were 12,000 ahead by minute 17. Not really. By minute 20, they were 12,000 ahead, yeah. Mid tower's gone. So many particles right now. My PC cannot keep up at all. But there goes the mid lane tower. And Don Eric, he wants to just advance up the hill, I think. Gonna be dealing at least a little bit of damage to the Tiny there. As they're gonna look to clean up this wave again. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the Tusk build here. He's built very, very weird. He's actually gone for the full-on. If I could actually figure out what mouse DPI I'm on right now. He's actually just chosen to go for the full-on Silver Edge, which I feel is a mistake. Right now, he doesn't really need the maim. He just needs to initiate, which you can do perfectly fine with a Shadow Blade or Blink Dagger. Right now, he's just throwing 2,000 down the drain. In my eyes. Maybe even more. Like, the thing for him, it's a bit of a strange hero in this patch because he's not played like he used to be back when I played him. Back then he was practically a carry. But yeah, Silver Edge is very, very unnecessary right now. It's decent for the follow-up, but like he doesn't really make much use of it.
He's under attack.
Top lane. Terrorblade, he's almost done. Is he actually done? Yeah, he's actually done with the Scotty. That is awesome right there. He's getting some work done. Looks like, oh, no, they're not going to be going for the Roshan just yet. They do have Anti-Mage farming close by. They might want to consider actually this raiding team going for the Roshan soon before Terrorblade will just go ahead and solo it. Oh, Tinker, the TP has been cancelled. Shadowgrave will save him though. There's the lift and the laser, but Tinker getting cleaned up in the end. There goes the counter snowball though. The solo Rupik inside of it, not going to be enough to connect. Bit too far for him. Now Lina, she is envious. She's actually considering going back in. Tusk, oh, so much damage. So much minus armor. He's in so much trouble. It's going to be just going up the hill there. Going to be shadow blading his way out, but there's actually no dust on him right now, so they do have no way of detecting him. But now they know. Now they know to keep dust. It's a bit harder because Weaver gains a lot of mobility through it, so you'll just be able to run him up actually through that Shadow Blade. Basher picked up from the Anti-Mage. He wants to start the fight soon, which I can very much understand. He's been just shut down every single time, which Basically, I think a BKB would be more relevant for him right now. 38 minutes in, it's always good to get a BKB. Just basically because of the Rubik lift. That disables him for so long. That's why he's been killed so many times. Just holding him in place for those... What? It's actually a very, very long stun. It's actually almost 4 seconds that you're holding him in place for. If you max it. Practically, that's what's been killing him every single time. And then the Weaver follow up with the Terra Blade as well. And the Mana Void. So he has some deep problems which a BKB could solve. Single-handedly, pretty much. They don't really have a whole lot that goes through it in terms of disables, so that would definitely be the place to start. Middle lane, Lina missing the stun though. She's in trouble, will be cleaned up. Earthshaker was way in deep. There's nobody to back him up, and if Weaver commits to it, he's dead. Back up. Yeah, it's arriving now. There's a Tiny. Just jumping down onto the low ground. Just going to be scaring off the Weaver there. Yeah, Injimage. He's rotating back around top lane. There is a Snowball. That's the Tusk getting caught right there, and he's under tower vision, so they can actually still get him. Even though he triggers the Shadow Blade. Yep, he's gone. Dead in his tracks as the Weaver picks up that kill, and he's now 7-5. Not higher GPM just because Anti-Mage farms faster, but the Weaver's got the right idea. He's going for the BKB. The Mana Void, as far as I know, it does pierce, but there are a lot of things that don't. Avalanche, Toss does, but the Avalanche doesn't, so he can't really be disabled that easily. And seeing the fact that Lina didn't go for the immediate Aghanim Scepter, Laguna Blade is not going to be there to clean him up either. So yeah, so much to work with right now. Basically just, if he gets into trouble, he can either just time-lapse or BKB time-lapse. It doesn't cost him anything, and it's a 40-second cooldown on the time-lapse. He's got so much to work with. This map is practically his oyster right now. They don't have any means to shutting him down. Except for the Mana Void, but Weaver doesn't really spend mana. Like, he doesn't. Especially when the time-lapse comes into play. And he doesn't have a massive mana pool either. He has about, well, 1,500 because of the Lincoln Sphere. But not much more than that. That's not a massive mana pool. It's a lot for an agility hero. But take a look at Terrorblade, for instance. He's at 1,400, which hurts a lot more. Picking out the Roche Pit. Either Tusk is getting suspicious, or he wants his team to try to take it down. But seeing the fact that the entire Dire side are gathering on the mid lane for a push here, and don't know if it's going to happen. Weaver rotating down. Not really sure what he wants to do. Just going to be cleaning up the Ancients for now. He's not going to be with his team. And the heal bomb is actually becoming a real thing now with those illusions.
Regeneration.
They're looking to rotate on the mid here. I think they want to go ganking soon. It's only 3 heroes right there, and there are 4 to combat him. Earthshaker, Tiny, and in comes the Tusk and the Lina. They're all in this. They're going on the Rubik first. Wants to clean him out. He will almost go Earthshaker Echo Slam. They haven't killed the Rubik yet. He will go there, but Terrorblade able to get off his Metamorphosis and his images. And that'll be bye-bye Earthshaker. And also bye-bye Tiny in my eyes. He still has the Sunder. He hasn't used that yet, but boom! Lina ult coming out of nowhere. No Aghanim Scepter at all. But still able to pick up that kill. I was generally expecting the Sunder to come, but then again, it's a bit difficult when you're thinking that, okay, I'm still at half HP, I'm fine. Not when Lina pops her ult, you're not. I'm actually surprised that brought him as low as it did, or I killed him off. That was like right on the edge. That was very, very good edge, or basically spell damage management, if that's even a word. Yeah, Tiny, I'm still not... Well, he's got a Moonshard now. He's starting to do some real damage. Got the plate mail as well. The recipe for the Assault Cuirass is about to come out, so he's starting to look like a real danger as well to play up against. Good initiation, very, very good damage and good cleave. So yeah, it's getting increasingly difficult to fight up against. Bottom lane, Tinker trying to push that out as well. He wasn't there for the last fight, which I feel is fine. He's just constantly keeping the lanes pushed out, making sure that this is a Radiant team don't just go right on ahead and commit to a push, if they so desire. Because I don't know if the response from the Dire side is going to be good enough. In case they just decide, alright, we just got a kill, we're going to go pushing now. Depends on, of course, who goes down. Rubik is still only level 14 and has had such a massive impact. So, like, him dying, he's not going to be down and out for long. He's just going to be right up, back in, and ready to go. The thing that is kind of troubling me right now, though, is Tinker. He's got, his net worth is not good enough as of right now. It is barely 10 grand, and he's sitting behind the Tusk, which is a terrible issue. Because Tusk doesn't really have good farm, which means that Tinker doesn't really have good farm. And Tinker should be fairly easy to get, to deal with. And actually something cool here. He's going for the sheep stick, which I'm a big fan of. Oh, he does not know. He does not know. There goes the Walrus Punch. Tinker, he's not able to get out of there, and that kind of tells them in there that they're in the Roach Pit. Weaver is heading down there right away. There are no faster rotations for him. Weaver, I think he might actually peek his way into the Roach Pit. He's got to know there goes the BKB. It's a bit premature. Dazzle. There goes the Aegis. It's right next to him, but they're currently focusing on the Lina and the Tusk. Lina's going to end up going. No Shadow Blade for her. Tiny's going to be walking away with an Aegis, and the BKB was triggered. That's 10-second duration gone though, right there. I think that was a bit overkill to commit to. But yeah, in the meantime, Terrorblade has been pushing in the top lane. Those towers are melting relatively fast to that to those two illusions. Oh yeah, it's melting really fast to him. Mid lane, we do have a bit of a clash of the Titans now. Anti-Mage. Oh, nice blink though. He's going to be able to blink into the woods and going to be able to make it home scot-free. Was in over his head though. He needs to stop being so reckless and get himself a BKB. He's pretty much got the money for it. Like, that's the good part about it. Or about him. He's pretty much got the money for the BKB, but he really needs it. So he's able to fight. Does Thunder go through BKB? Yes, it does. Okay. And it doesn't cost any mana and has a 40-second cooldown. That is basically the Weaver ult in a bit of a different form. Top lane, Tiny just going to be smacking through it in a couple of hits. I think they want to kind of sidewind them there, ambush him. There goes Rubik. He's going to be lifting the Shaker starting out. Going to be able to force staff himself away up to top to the safety of the trees, but he's abandoning them there. Tiny, he's going to be going. Bye-bye Tiny for the first time, maybe even for the second. There goes the Fissure, but they're fighting without their Tiny. He's now back up, trying to just make it home safe. Tusk is getting chased. Rubik will find the lift. Back with him, and there it goes. That'll be the snowball into death, into a monster killing streak from Weaver. And that was really good for him. Tiny getting the Terrorblade though down on bottom lane. He cannot fight yet. Unless he uses the Sunder. And the Laguna Blade was just committed for that, so. He needs to be able to get that Sunder out there. Oh, Anti-Mage. They found him this time. Is going to be able to blink out. No, he's not. Weaver with the last hit there, and he's now godlike. And that means they can push. 82 seconds. Anti-Mage is down. With a buyback, though. They could try to force that out. Tinker going up to the top lane to kind of push that out, and Tiny just rocking on down on bottom lane. Going to be cleaning up that the tower relatively fast. There comes the TPs. Heat 6 are on point. If they stick around, there it looks like it. Well, they're going to be happy with the Rax trade for the Tiny and the Lina. But the question is, what will the aftermath be? Snowball is ready, going to be connecting onto the Lina, and Tiny. He's off to the side. They're not going to be able to find him with the stun. But this poor Lina has basically been the scapegoat of this Radiant team. She's 9-10-3, which is not bad. Like, it's not bad for a support Lina. Shaker. Wild Discord. Blink Dagger, Force Staff. I like the mobility here, the Tranks as well. Very, very good for a roaming supporter of Shaker. I'm digging this a lot. I can get behind that. Bottom lane, ECA. It's going to be pushing that one, and likewise with the Weaver. They don't really have long to commit to a push. Anti-Mage will be, or essentially back up, and Lina will be back up soon with an ultimate, so if they can get their hands on this tower, that would be beautiful for them. But this Radiant team, they would be ready to fight, and they don't really have to keep control of this outer tower because of the Rax loss. They lost the melee Rax, which is the most important one.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But yeah, something I didn't talk about, the Dazzle Solar Crest. That's going to be messing up with the Anti-Mage so much, and the Tiny as well. Just that 30% miss chance is going to be so terrible to work against. Tiny, oh my. He's going ballsy. Forget about tank and magic damage or anything like that. I'm just going to go for straight Daedalus. But he's manning up though. He's manning up to fight, and he's going to be dealing some serious right-click damage now. Mid lane now getting pushed in. There's a Tusk inside that Snowball, I think. Or the map's just bugging out again. Yep, the map's just bugging out again. But yeah, that happens sometimes with the replays. And probably also a bit to do with my computer, which is getting upgraded soon. I'm still trying to get everything settled, see where I can save on components. Weaver. Double damage rune. So the little bug is actually ready to go. Could start fighting now if they really want to. Terrorblade is pulling back. He's got a Satanic. His farm is actually, it's impressive, but it's not tiny farm right now. He's like 2 items ahead of him. Sheepstick now done. That's going to be absolutely amazing to have the Sheepstick up against the Tiny. Pop that on him and he's not going to be standing any chance at all. Weaver working his way towards that top lane. We can say bye-bye to that Lina or Radiant team, because she's going to go so much damage in the mini bashes. Tried for the Silver Edge. Actually, she didn't have it. Or she did, she just got it off at the last second. Ouchies. Monkey King Bar. Power Treads, Black King Bar, Ring of Aquila, Lincoln Sphere. This Weaver is set for combat. Tusk, there goes the Ice Shard. He's just going to be going in for the Snowball. They don't have any detection for him, I think. No, they don't. They got nothing. I heard Dust Beam pop. That was Dazzle. Trying to see if he could go for the Dust, but just a bit off too late and too much north. Bottom lane. They're gonna push for this Tiny. He's gonna be blinking into the woods here. Gonna try to force him back out of it. They don't have vision. Now they do. Gonna be dragging him back out. Tiny is trying to go for the TP. He is gonna be able to make it. No bashes off from the Weaver. Just stop that. And Tinkerino.
Top tower is under attack.
Actually getting some work done now. Still just basically fending for their lives, as the split push is just overwhelming right now. The graphs are still in the Radiant's favor. 55 minutes in. But damn, this is going to be a close game. All it takes is one team fight. Because this Anti-Mage, he is very, very reluctant to buy a BKB. Which means his impact is going to be limited, because he's just going to be disabled the crap out of. They're starting to really work up their disables now, this Star team. They got the Sheepstick on the Tinker, they got the Rupik with the excellent lift, and he's actually working into an Aghanim Scepter, which is practically going to be granting him immense power with when stealing the Lina ult, and potentially the Tusk Walrus Punch as well as the Echo Slam out from Earthshaker. He has a lot of options to steal disables as well. And with the mini bashes off from the Weaver, that's going to be super annoying to work against as well. And when Terrorblade really gets big, he's just going to tear him to pieces. Like, Reflection is going to be slowing him a lot, so he can only blink around. And it's only a 10-second cooldown, so he can really mess with the blink from the anti-mage. And bye-bye Tuskar. He is gone for sure. He's actually not yet. They need to get some March of the Machines on him. So off to the side, they're actually not taking damage from it. Yeah, there it is. Now he's taking down. And he will end up going down to the Tinker. On top lane, the anti-mage is trying to do work. Not really happening. As Lina pops the Shadow Blade. Walks back out. But yeah, they're holding right now, but all it takes is one team fight. But as long as this Radiant team keeps split pushing, they should be somewhat fine, because they never really take massive casualties whenever they go in. Sure, they lost the Tusk, but the issue is if they lose the Tiny and the Anti-Mage right now, because they're such a big fear factor. Oh my word, those crits. It's not amazing yet, but it will be. Because he's very, very reluctant, I think, to give up his damage. Anti-Mage. Oh, this is problematic for him. He got lifted, but there's no catching up to him fast enough now. There goes. He has another blink. Gonna be able to blink back to safety. Tiny actually coming and pop on the Rubik. There goes the stun as well. There's nothing to steal it. But it was just kind of, I'm just gonna try to get out of here stun. Got the Rubik kill, was satisfied. Because they weren't gonna be continuing. There was a Dazzle on the Radiant Weaver moving in as well. And you don't want to deal with Weaver. He's actually got a harder to Rask just to make him a bit more tanky. Because right now he's the tank of the team. Like, they don't really have a proper somebody to really rack up the damage output. But Weaver looks like he's going to be the one. He's got more HP than the Tiny. That even tells you something. But then again, Anti-Mage has more HP than the Tiny. He's just completely forgot about everything called health in his build. Gone for axe damage, attack speed, armor, mobility. That's not really the priority Tiny wants. He needs another item, something that gives him a bit of an edge. Some would actually go for Satanic. I could actually see that work out very, very well here. Massive strength, which also gives him damage. But that right there was cool, though. That was an entire creep wave gone in one swipe. Bottom lane, looks like Lina is in trouble. Where's the laser? There's the Piglet. She's trying to run out. Has massive speed, but is it going to be enough? Tuskar is going to be there as well. There goes the self-Yule. It's a bit of a mistake here. Weaver looks like he's more interested in the Tusk. And Tinker is going for the Lina right now. I wonder how this is going to turn out. BKB? I don't really think he needed it. Tinker gave up on the chase on Lina. There was still a Laguna Blade available. It would have been dangerous. So a Rubik for a Tusk that favors the Dire. And give some gold to, wow, can I get this up? My god, this is getting glitchy. Alright, hold on. Give me a second here. Give me a second. I'll return to you in a bit. Okay, so I just tried to reboot the video. I am very much excited for when I get a new computer, because this cannot go on. But yeah, it's still not really working. Rupert looks like he's dead, so we'll hope when he respawns that it will basically fix itself. Anyway, Tinker, he's got the second pair of BOTs, so he can now TP the heroes, which gives him a great advantage for when his team is chasing. Should make him very, very durable and very, very mobile. But Anti-Mage, in my eyes, well, he's gone for the hardest to Rask. He's getting stronger, but the Abyssal Blade, in my eyes, is a big mistake. Big no-no. It's just going to be trying to take the racks immediately. Will get it. So they will have a full set of... Oh my word. Tried for the Mana Void. Didn't really do much. He could have really used by now, but Tiny is going to be coming in on the cleanup. Sunder. Nicely done. Don Eric will be getting the damage necessary, but in comes Anti-Mage. But nice lift out from Rubik. Weaver almost turning the fight. Tiny's going to be able to blink back out, and it'll be a 1-for-2 trade. Actually very, very even. And Tiny actually dying once, so they got the Aegis off him as well. This is a display of confidence. Top lane racks have been destroyed, so they only have 1 lane racks left. But they can definitely do it. I mean, it's 12 grand in the favor of the Radiant, but the Dire are fighting better right now. And this Rubik, the lifts that he are pulling off right now are amazing. His timing is incredible. He doesn't really have much, but he's just doing such a big amount of work. Does have the Glimmer Cape as well. He's also able to start saving his own heroes, including his own bacon now. Terrorblade going for the Eagle Song, and that's actually a right pickup if he's going to go for the Butterfly, which I very much assume he will. There is no countermeasure currently on display from this Radiant side. Nothing. Tiny, looks like, yeah, he went for the Mjolnir as the last pickup. He is now 6-slotted. He's done. Unless he wants to get rid of the Blink Dagger. But then again, he loses on mobility if he does. Which really shouldn't be a problem. He could have gone for, he could replace the Blink Dagger with the Manta style and gain a bit more movement speed. I think that would be good for him. Or in Sanjin Yash, I don't know. Either one, because practically he doesn't need a blink if he's moving at max movement speed. Weaver. Not connecting. Not going to be finding that Tiny. But that's his big weakness right now. That's the Weaver. And that's just because he takes your armor and just melts it. Completely. And Tiny isn't good without his armor. Which is why you build so many armor items on him. How fast is he actually attacking? 156. About once every half second. That's pretty rad. That's pretty good. As we go into the absolute late game, we're going to be passing the hour mark soon. Terrorblade going into big ass form. And now they want the Tusk. Not going to be finding him though. Managed to Shadow Blade right before Ruby got the lift off. Metamorphosis is not available for a little while, and that could hurt Terrorblade a lot. But the Butterfly is almost up and ready. And this is going to be a big fight on mid. Tiny trying to go in for it. Actually gets lifted and pulled in. He's down. Tiny is gone, and they need to back up immediately. Anti-Mage trying to go for Don Eric. He will end up going down. But at what cost? The Anti-Mage. So much damage coming off from Weaver. And that'll be enough. He's godlike with the double kill. And they can go for this. They can definitely go for this. If they can just maintain the pushes on both sides, and they even get the Tusk. If they can just maintain the pushes on either side, they can just go straight down mid lane right now. Both Tiny and Anti-Mage do have buybacks, so force or triggering those would be perfect for him. It looks like Weaver's not really interested. He wants to clean up the bottom lane, but they really should be trying to go for at least a tower here. It looks like somebody are mad at the Earthshaker. And that is Tusky Boy. Weaver getting those BOTs, more movement speed for him, and he's practically 6-slotted now as well. He doesn't really need anything more than this. Looks like they might. Is the buyback's gonna come out? It's about 30 seconds. But if they manage to force it, it will have been a big win. And Roshan is going to be back up in about 4 seconds as well. So they could just rotate straight back and go for Rosh. It would be that easy. There goes the fortification. Going to be buying them a bit of time. 13 seconds for the Tiny. They really need to bring this tower down fast now if they want to have any chance of maybe equalizing on a pair of racks. Weaver doing the right thing here. Going for the range tracks. Just going to be taking those and leaving. Fisher, not going to be there just yet. There goes the PKB. He wants more. He wants the melee racks, and if he gets them, no, he will not. They're just going to reach him back up. Dazzle on the run. He's probably not going to be making it back out. At least I don't expect so. Wow, the damage in from Weaver. Good counter kill. Almost making the trade worth it. That was exactly what they needed. They got a bit of breathing room. 62. And Lina making a mistake in my eyes. Going for the greedy item, the Octarine Core above disable. Because they need it. Tinker going down on the bottom lane. Tiny. I think he wants to work his way up towards that
I never miss a trick.
towards that middle lane. They want the Megas. Anti-Mage actually getting locked on immediately. There was no damage to follow it up though. He's just wanting to try to go for the racks. He might have not dropped and blinks back out. It looks like they want to chase out. Weaver is the frontline man right now. He gets stunned up by the Tusk, but it doesn't matter. He's just going to get cleaned up. Anti-Mage is off to the side. Tusk, Rubik, Snowball. Nicely done. And now it's the turn of the Tiny. He's not going to be able to TP his way out of this one. So much damage being done, and they pretty much all got cracked at the same time there. That was kind of hilarious to take a look at. Weaver doing the right thing here, maintaining the pushes. They really need the Tinker for this. He doesn't have a buyback though. And Lina really wanted to try to see if she could take those racks, but it's just not enough. But Terrorblade and Dazzle are pushing in mid lane with only an Earthshaker to defend. He does have an Echo though. He's gonna have to commit it if he wants to have any chance of defending against this. There are still buybacks available, I think. How are we looking on the buyback situation? Not on, yep, both on Tiny and Anti-Mage. They really want to buy back at this point. There goes the buyback. There goes the second buyback, and now they want to bogey out. That's exactly what they're gonna do. And there goes the Butterfly for Terrorblade. That is an awesome pickup for him right now. Tiny gotta be trying to get some work done. He might be in over his head. There goes the refraction. Terrorblade just gonna be gunning for this Tiny. Has the avalanche. Is he gonna be tossing that? Yep, there it is. Stunning up Terrorblade, but nicely stealed by Rubik. Actually, he had that for a little bit of a while, and there goes Tiny. That's a dieback for him right there. That is a lot of money down the pocket.
He's mine.
He does get the Tinker, but it doesn't really matter all that much. It's still 650 down the pocket of the Dazzle right now. And they really need it at this point. They need to get some farm on Dazzle as well. Try to see if they can maximize him being a hero, like the impact of him being a hero. Because supports tend to fall off in the late game, so they need to see if they cannot get some farm on him as well. Weaver's practically done, so he doesn't really need to be taking any more farm. Terrorblade's still not quite done. He's about one item short. I'm not really sure what he wants to go for. He has some big items here. Butterfly, I would say BKB would not be a bad choice for that last item. But it looks like he's not going to be going for that. Otherwise, it's like he's probably going to be saving for a buyback as well. But a BKB would be desirable for this Terrorblade. It will mainly be for the Tusk though. The BKB. He can work against Earthshaker as well. He doesn't have any pure damage. Anything that goes through. So actually, yeah, BKB will not be a bad choice for him this game. I would endorse that massively. But we'll see what he's going to be going for. Hasn't built any components yet. Oh, Tusky boy. In trouble again. Turning on the Weaver here. Anti-Mage actually blinking in. Miscommunication. That's going to cost him his life right there. Bye-bye Anti-Mage. And he will have no buyback for the next 5 minutes. Now is the time for them to push. And I think they know it. Nah, they're not really committing super heavily. Rubik is back in the middle lane. They want to defend there. So Lina to be had there. Rubik doesn't have a lift. He has an avalanche. Does get it off and steals the Laguna Blade. Oh, the plays from Sealand. Wow, that was impressive. That was very impressive play right there. And middle lane, Don Eric. He's going to be munching his way through those creeps. Be pushing all the way down there. Weaver is going to be there to join him. And there goes the Echo Slam. Immediately on the Weaver, BKB has been popped. And that's going to be bye-bye somebody. At least Emma gets cleaned up immediately. And bye-bye Earthshaker. He gets, oh man, critted to death so hard. This could actually be it. This could be the end. They only have the Tiny to defend. And he's actually maybe going to be going for the base race. Era is in. Going to be trying to stall him for as long as he can. Rubik lifting him, pulling him back. There goes the Laguna Blade. So much damage being done onto the Tiny. They're kiting him. He's going to be trying to go for the throne here. Rubik stealing the Avalanche. Going to be committing that. No BKB for the Tiny, of course. So he doesn't have any way of countering out this damage. And they're actually almost taking him. They need the Tinker to get some damage off on him, and there it is. That's going to be enough. The heat-seeking missile, and the tower is going to be falling. GG pushed down middle lane, and what a turnaround. Oh my word, 14,000. They almost did it twice. But yeah, GG. Mistakes were made. No BKBs were purchased, and no buybacks were saved. And GG. Well, very, very well played out by this Dire squad. They held on, and they came out on top. They pulled it off. And oh man, that was a weird cast. I'm so sorry if I screwed anything up. I very much did during the first 20 minutes, but I was just so dead tired I was practically falling out of my chair. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. It's like kind of like a, I'm getting back and gonna be starting to do more of this stuff again. But yeah. I'm really looking forward to my computer build. Motivation will greatly increase once I get my hands on that computer. And when I'll be able to record again. So, there's always that. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.